Hey, it's Alicia from abilitymastery.com, and today I want to talk about the real definition of healing, or at least my definition of healing, and I want to offer it to you, and if it makes sense to you, you can adopt it for yourself. So oftentimes, and I know this is true for me, when something bad happens, or pain happens, or illness or disease, not feeling well, we start to reminisce about how much better we felt in the past, or we look back to a time in our life when we weren't injured, or we didn't have this pain, or we felt energized every day, or we weren't carrying around the extra 20 pounds. For example, I'm carrying almost 20 pounds of fat extra right now after mercury poisoning. So I actually am in the middle of this myself, and so I kind of want to share my own personal story related to this and hold myself accountable along with holding you accountable to this definition, because I think it's really powerful, but most of us have the opposite instinct, which is what I was just talking about, of looking to the past. So healing to me means taking what is and using it to grow into the next iteration of me, to evolve, basically. So pain is an opportunity to evolve. Yet most of us experience pain and use it as an opportunity to yearn for the past, right? We look back to a time when we didn't have to deal with this and we long for it. It's so real, you guys. Stefan could tell you, so often I look at videos of myself right now, even this video that I'm filming right now, if I looked at it, I might actually look at myself and then go, oh my God, I didn't look so puffy even just a year ago. But then if I look at a video from 2 years ago, I look at myself and I'm like, God, I wish I could go back, right? I had so much energy every day. I didn't have these 20 pounds on me. I didn't have all this inflammation. My knees didn't ache because they, there wasn't so much fluid around them from the inflammation. I felt great in my body. But we can't go back. I can't go back to 2 years ago, no matter how hard I try up here. So that is a trap. It's a trap that we must free ourselves from. And instead, we have to use what is happening and look at what is, accept what is right now, what's true, and use it to move into a better future for ourselves. Maybe even you could say create a new identity, or whatever wording works for you, whether it's growing or evolving. But to me, healing is growing into what will be instead of longing for what was. So for me personally right now, I'm currently challenging myself, and I haven't found the answer, but I'm challenging myself to look at what has happened in the last year and how I feel now, to think about future me. How could I actually create even more vitality and health from this day forward, so that future me of 3 months from now, or 6 months from now, or maybe a year from now, I'm going to look back on this video and look at myself and go, oh my God, she had no idea how good she was going to feel, and that she would never want to go back to 2 years ago, or in this case, 3 years ago, right? Because life is so good now. She didn't even know how good she could feel. So with my experience right now, it's not physical pain per se, but it's systemic toxicity and some of the resultant patterns like chronic inflammation that have kind of stuck with me for the last year. I need to look at actually changing myself systemically, I believe. And when I do, and I'm saying when I do, not if I do, and I encourage you to do that with yourself as well, language is super important. So when I do, I know that future me is going to be a badass at detoxifying. I'm not going to, have the same response in this toxic world we live in. So one of the things I keep reminding myself of is that there's a lot of toxicity in this world. I'm not going to escape it, right? I can't hide myself away and not expose myself to toxins. That would be shrinking my life. But what I can do is do the best I can in the environments in which I can control to live a healthy lifestyle, but then optimize all of my systems so I start functioning better systemically, so that I don't really have to worry about that like I have for quite a long time. Because even before the mercury experience, I had an episode of pesticide poisoning when I was 26, and before that had all these digestive issues. So this is really an opportunity for me to heal at a different level than I've ever done before. And it's actually making me want to look at some of my underlying nervous system patterns and my wiring. So if that sounds intriguing to you, I encourage you to go check out some of the videos I'm putting out on that topic. I'm not going to go into it today. But whatever you're facing right now, what I want you to do with it, and please comment below, because I want to hold you accountable lovingly and challenge you to use whatever is happening to evolve yourself, to grow yourself into the next healthier, more vital, more vibrant, and alive version of you than maybe what you're longing for from a past version of you that wasn't experiencing whatever it is you're going through right now, whether it's plantar fasciitis or knee pain or something like I'm experiencing with mercury toxicity. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to try as hard as you can to stop fighting what is. In that fight and that resistance, we enter a battle that doesn't really do anything for healing. And allow what is, whatever is going on in your life, to talk to you, to be, basically. And then try to figure out how you can use what's happening right now to become that better version of yourself. So I'm going to give you a really simple example. And most of us are going to have a bit more complexity here, but hopefully this will spark something for you and it'll make sense. If, let's say, you're experiencing knee pain, and like I was, and you can no longer run, well, that's a bummer, right? Like, I totally understand how that feels from personal experience, but longing for a time when I could run and wistfully thinking about it and wishing I could go back in time isn't going to actually help me. So I have to say, okay, I have knee pain. Why? What is this knee pain, trying to tell me? Or what's dysfunctional in my system? Or where am I out of integrity, maybe physically, right? Because my joint seems to be unhappy. And at just a really simple anatomical level, it might be that your calf fascia is too tight. And all you need to do is release that calf fascia to be able to run again. And now, this new version of you knows exactly what to do if you get knee pain in the future, because you're somebody who runs and maybe runs on the balls of your feet and uses your calves a little bit more than you should, right? So now you start to not only not be afraid of the pain, but you know how to help yourself, and you're getting to know your body from the inside, how it functions, and what it needs to not just not have pain, but actually feel even better than before. So this is actually what happened to me when I healed my knees. I didn't realize how amazing I could feel in my body by optimizing my entire body's fascia. But through the experience of healing my knees, I got to feel what that's like, and I would love for that to happen to you as well. Whether it's knee pain or plantar fasciitis or back pain or shoulder pain, it doesn't matter. I urge you to take what's happening and actually learn about your body so you can not just get out of pain, but actually feel better than you did before the pain showed up. And I just urge you at the same time to have some compassion for yourself, because I think it's very human to look to the past to try to understand what's happening in the present and long for it. And I'm gonna try to catch myself every time I do that and think about and envision and feel into future me and how good I'm gonna feel when I change all of this systemically and realize I can feel even better than I did 2 years ago or 3 years ago when I felt my best. So please share your takeaways or your stories and comments below. I'm going to come talk to you guys in the comments. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join my email community. I send out little coaching tips via email every single week and some stories that I don't tell anywhere else. And you can get some free resources when you join by clicking the link below. And I think that's it, and I'll see you next time.